They're still watching you.
The motel bathroom smelled like mold and defeat. Ethan Parker scrubbed his last clean shirt in the sink, the water running brown, his hopes running empty. Just 6 months ago, he was a husband, a father, a respected manager. Now, he was a ghost in a $39 room that reeked of other people's failures. As he wrung out the shirt, his cheap phone buzzed. Unknown caller. Men with nothing left don't fear bad news. He answered. Ethan Parker, a gravelly voice asked. I was your Uncle William's attorney. We need to talk. Ethan almost dropped the phone. His uncle, the conspiracy nut from Colorado? The man's voice cut through the static. I know about your wife, Amanda. I know she's living with Jackson Reynolds. I know he fired you. I know he's moving to adopt your children. A pause that felt like an eternity. And I know why. Ethan froze, the man describing the nightmare he was drowning in. You'll find a package at Western Union. Confirmation code 40,729. Pick it up. Follow the instructions. Tell no one. The voice was firm. Why would I? Ethan managed to ask. Because the people who destroyed your life are still watching you. Click. The line went dead. Ethan stood there, the truth dripping from his shirt and pooling at his feet. Sometimes a life has to fall apart completely before you can start to rebuild. The clerk at Western Union eyed Ethan's ragged clothes with disdain, but he didn't care. Inside the package was $10,000 in cash, a burner phone, a key, and a handwritten note from his Uncle William. Drive to these coordinates in Colorado. The truth about your father, your wife, and the Reynolds family is waiting. This is not revenge. This is justice. Justice for his father. His dad had died in a workplace accident when Ethan was 7. Or so he was told. With nothing left to lose, Ethan drove all night. Every mile felt like shedding an old skin. The coordinates didn't lead to a cabin, but a fortified mountain compound. The walls were covered in papers, documents, red string connecting a conspiracy map that spanned 2 decades. On the counter, another letter. Your father wasn't killed. He was eliminated by Alexander Reynolds because he discovered millions being stolen from their partnership. Westlake was supposed to be half yours. The proof is here. So is the money they stole. Fight Ethan or disappear. Your choice. In the safe was $2 million in cash. The original partnership contract naming his father a 50% owner and evidence of massive financial fraud. But the worst discovery was a dossier on his wife, Amanda. Documents proved she'd been recruited in college to infiltrate his life, chosen, placed, guided, paid. His entire 15-year marriage had been a lie. The truth didn't just break him. It remade him into someone capable of fighting back. For 3 days, Ethan didn't just study documents. He studied his own stolen life. Amanda was a plant. Jackson Reynolds was groomed to replace him. Alexander Reynolds had orchestrated his father's murder to seize control of their company. The restraining order, the firing, the lies, it was all a calculated strategy to erase him and his bloodline. He found recordings. Amanda's voice. How much longer do I need to do this? Jackson's reply, until we secure custody. Then he's nothing. Ethan punched a wall until his knuckles bled. Then slowly, a cold purpose replaced the pain. He hired a former federal prosecutor and contacted an FBI agent from his uncle's notes. He started piecing together the largest corporate fraud case the region had ever seen. During supervised visits, his kids were being poisoned against him. Dad chose to leave, they'd say. Dad is dangerous. But his daughter Emma whispered, Jackson yells at Mom. He scares her. And his son Liam, angry and confused, begged him, Why aren't you fighting, Dad? Ethan looked him in the eye and said, I am. Then the FBI moved in. Search warrants. Frozen accounts. Arrests. The Reynolds empire began to crumble. Jackson panicked. Alexander, dying of cancer, grew paranoid. And Amanda? She cracked. She called Ethan, her voice breaking. You don't understand. Alexander controls everything. Jackson is worse than his father. He's threatening the kids. Help me, please. Ethan didn't forgive her, but he listened. Amanda wore a wire. She recorded Jackson confessing to the financial scheme. She recorded Alexander admitting to ordering his father's death. In exchange for immunity, she sat for an 8-hour deposition, stripping away every lie, documenting every crime. Jackson was arrested first. 15 years, no parole for 10. Executives, board members, accountants, they all went down. The Reynolds name, once a symbol of power, became a headline dripping with infamy. Ethan reclaimed his 50% of Westlake, now worth $55 million. Justice may move slowly, but when it finally arrives, it crushes everything in its path. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe for more incredible stories.